All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get to we're doing it. We're gonna go ahead and get into this conversation. Here's what I do want to do at the beginning before we get into it. I a little harsh. True, but I looked through the video, okay? And I look back at my Instagram video where I said, here's this message. If you are an insurance agent and you're telling people that LeBron James borrowed $300 million from his insurance policy, you deserve to be canceled. I'm just being honest with you. So that, if it's just canceled forever, that's harsh. And I agree. I don't think you deserve to be canceled forever. Maybe you deserve to be canceled for a day. Or maybe you deserve to be canceled. Maybe it's for 30 seconds. Maybe it's just you just need to reflect, do the research, adjust, and then good. No one deserves to be condemned or anything like that, right? And so I just want to make sure I set the tone for that. Also, the video, I watched through it. I was a little like I said, like if you're doing this stuff and you're just throwing this stuff out there, I was like, it's disgusting, right? And to me it is. However, I want to make sure that I that I set the tone here and like kind of check myself as well, because I'm imperfect. I'm, like I said that multiple times in the video, but like, who am I, right? That type of thing. But if you're new to the industry and you're just learning and you're excited and you hear that and you just learned about how to leverage insurance policies, and then you see LeBron James is leveraging an insurance company, you're like, and you're excited, then you don't like that. It's just learn and grow, adjust, and like, you're doing a value add to the world by just going after your goals and dreams, by even talking about this stuff, creating discussion, right? Because at the end of the day, it is up to the consumer to do their own research, right? Now, that, like the how hard I came down on that video, I'm coming, like I'm saying it the way I'm saying it, because I have seen some people, when I say new, by the way, new is a year, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, sometimes even 5 or 6 years in the industry. You're still relatively new because you've been working a full-time job and this is like your secondary source of income. You got a license and all this stuff. So you're not like some expert out there. You're figuring things out, you're learning, you're growing. And so the thing that I'm not a fan of is there are some people out here that know. They've been in the industry for a long time. It's like they know. And yet they're marketing as if like, yeah, LeBron James is leveraging from an insurance policy and all this stuff, and it's like, that's not true. Like, that to me is what I'm like not a fan of. Okay, and so I want to set the tone. I want to soften the tone a bit. This video, I was like pretty, a little, I'm not crazy, but like kind of aggressive. But I also do want to make it clear that one thing I have learned is, look, if anything frustrates me, I'm a part of the problem, right? And so how am I a part of the problem? I did mention if I don't talk about it, I'm a part of the problem. And also too, like, I have to be willing to commit to educating more consistently and sharing my perspective on the industry, because I do believe it's a valuable industry. And who knows, if I were to execute that at a higher level, maybe there wouldn't be as much confusion that I see. So I take responsibility on that as well. As I'm talking in this video you're going to watch, I'm also part of the problem, and I'm willing to admit that, accept it, and my coming out of seeing all this stuff, the conversation and stuff, my next move is like, I gotta educate more. I gotta get more stuff out there. I have to teach more people about the stuff that I've learned, not because I'm like special or whatever, and I don't know everything, but I do have a perspective. And there's this concept called a unique discontent. You see something other people don't. Well, don't just get upset with it, but actually do something about it. And so that's my, as I'm like a little aggressive in this video, that aggression towards me is do something, bro. Like, take action, do something about it, right? And so anyways, with that being said, we're going to get into it. And here I am discussing just a bit about what just recently took place. LeBron James borrowing money from life insurance companies in order to, we don't know what he's doing with it, but just the concept and what's taking place. And what I have seen in the industry of some life insurance agents that are kind of using this as a way to market. But I believe that we do have a responsibility to make sure that we're clear on what's actually happening, and then get the word out there and use this as a way to actually make a real impact, right? And so, with that being said, I'm done, and yeah, let's get to it. All right, we're doing it. So, today is all about, I know, look, I'm gonna just straight up so you kind of know my perspective. Played ball, D1 ball, played overseas, got into the world of business, all that stuff. So this relates to me very well because it's sports, it's money, all of that. Why am I sharing this? Oh, so you understand my perspective. The way I look at like the whole LeBron versus Mike, I believe Mike is vertical, LeBron is horizontal. Okay, what that means is Mike reached a peak that no one in the history of basketball has ever reached. LeBron has reached like a level of longevity that no one else in basketball has ever reached, and that's just the truth, right? If you could make a player that was Michael Jordan's height for as long as LeBron James has been in the league, that would be the GOAT of GOATs of GOATs of GOATs of GOATs for the rest of humanity, okay? So that's my thoughts about that, all this stuff. Here's what I'm talking about here today. We just got to get right into it because it's kind of working me up a bit. And oh my gosh, I'm doing it. If you look at my videos, I said like I'm not gonna do a lot of videos, or I really don't want to do insurance videos on my YouTube page, but now it's like I'm kind of like this convergence. It's like time to do this because I'm seeing a lot of craziness. So here's what happens. If you know anything about sports and money, you saw recently Bloomberg had an article that said LeBron James borrowed $300 million from insurers, right? And it's life insurance companies. And boy, I tell you, look, I've been an insurance agent for the last 7 years. I have an agency. I teach people how to get licensed, train them, all this stuff. When I tell you, the insurance industry lost their mind. I'm seeing all these, and I'm going to make sure I'm not going to use my platform to talk about who. I'm going to talk about what, and if you come across this, or if you follow somebody who is doing this, send it to them. Man, I'm seeing life insurance agents talking about, see, if LeBron James has insurance, you should have insurance. Or I'm seeing people talking about, see, man, I saw a video, this dude's like, sooner or later, people are going to listen to me. You should put your money into an insurance policy. Look at what LeBron James did. I have heard people explaining policy. I mean, it happened yesterday. It came out yesterday. I have seen people explaining policies, and I'm talking about industry-wide, right? Okay, so like I'm seeing social media all over the place where they're explaining, yeah, so like LeBron James, if he borrows $300 million from the policy, now he can use that money, but his $300 million is still in the policy, growing interest, and so and that's. And so now if you have less money than that, but you can do this with $500,000 or a minute. Is that that's how it works? That's how it works? Is that how it works? Or is that how you sell the policy so you make money because you have now confused your client into buying a policy? Is that how it works? I'm like, oh, I need to calm down, Greg. Because I think what I'm seeing is how many people are not in the industry to actually educate people on how to build wealth. They are in the industry to get theirs. And here's the thing, by the way, let me slow down. I am not morally better than anybody. The reason that I got into the industry was because I was playing ball. I came back, I started working, and I'm like, man, I don't want to just be working a normal job. I was traveling, playing ball in Brazil, jumping over Leandro Barbosa, all this stuff. The last thing I want to do is sit at this freaking desk. I have an IT degree, and sit here, and I'm just at this desk. No, I don't want to do that, right? And so I'm looking for ways to what? Make money. Looking for a way to make money in a way where I can kind of like own my time and stuff, or create my schedule. And I was doing like a YouTube channel and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, if I can get a license and I can make some money, I can kind of free up some time from work, and then I can spend the time doing the things that I really want to do, which is travel, spend time with my family, work out, create my schedule, one day get married and my wife don't have to work, all this stuff, right? I'm a little worked up, y'all. Okay, so I say it to say that what I do what I do to it. I have yet to meet somebody who would just work like a 40-year career and making no money. I mean, that's indentured servitude, okay? Like, can we just be real? So it's not a bad thing to do things to make money. The issue is when the root of it is to make money, And the byproduct is hopefully it helps somebody, but I could care less as long as I got the deal, got the client. There's a different energy, and there's a different, and look, I've fallen into a trap. This is, you're talking to somebody that's always been my core innate MO. However, there have been times where I've kind of folded a bit to pressure, and now I'm like trying to do things just to get the bread. No. The root is service. Businesses were created to solve problems for people. Okay, the business, the idea, the product always comes before the money. Even before money existed, let's say clothing or housing existed or food existed, right? So the product is a chicken or the egg. The product came before the money. So for those of you all that are in business and you're in business for the money, we can smell it on you. I can smell it on you, and it's disgusting. Just be very honest with you. So here's why I'm saying this. Because I have seen some agents in the industry, man, and they're like, yeah, man, LeBron James uses life insurance, so should you. Hey, LeBron James has a permanent insurance policy, so should you. Hey, if LeBron James has an IUL, why don't you have an IUL? Like trying to shame you into getting a policy because LeBron James is using it. That's not even what he's doing. That's not even... And by the way, I am an insurance agent. I have a license. I could, if you buy a policy from me, you get a term policy, you get IUL, you get a whole lot. So I'm like, but come on, y'all. It's ignorant. It looks like you don't understand how money works. It looks like you really don't understand the product you're offering. Because that is not what LeBron James is doing. So, and by the way, I've never done what he's doing. So we're going to do some research together because I'm not going to sit here and act like I know exactly, oh, this is what I teach people. No, bro, I don't. I ain't never, you kidding me? Now, do we teach people how to leverage insurance policies? Yes. Do we teach people how the cash value of the policy can be used as collateral for, other investments and all this stuff? Yes. However, let's not act like that's what LeBron James just did so we can sell more policies to more confused consumers that don't know what the freaking heck is going on, because your income thrives off people being confused. And if people were actually clear, maybe you wouldn't get the business. Maybe that person wouldn't buy from you. And so but here's what happens. So the risk is, if you actually risk helping people get clear, and you actually care, it's not a risk because you will find business. People want to do business with people that are going to make them clear. But some of these people in the industry that I'm a part of, that I actually believe is powerful. That's the reason I wouldn't be in it if I thought it was whack. Some of us, I got to say us because I'm a part of it. And me not doing this video means I'm okay with it. So I have to. I don't want to do this. I don't like talking about insurance on YouTube. I want to talk about mindset. I want to talk about faith. I want to talk about God. I want to talk about the development. I want to talk about the nervous system. I want to talk about, that's evolution too. That's what I want to do. Just to be very honest with you. I've been asking people the question lately, if you were fully financially independent, if you could travel the world, if you could do whatever you want to do, you have all the money and time in the world, you win the lottery today, what would you do? Man, I would do the same thing I'm doing. I would like what I mean is I would get up early. I've been doing this 4 a.m. club thing on Instagram, so I would do that. I would spend time with my wife. I would travel more, definitely. Resources, I would be traveling the world. I'd be working out. And then I would be doing videos just talking about my story, my journey. I fell in love with storytelling. I was doing like some videography at one time. I think storytelling, especially telling your story, is the ultimate form of self-love and also love for humanity, because you can love your story, but if you never share it with anybody else, I always tell people like a story is a key that unlocks a bunch of other people's stories. And each of us are unique people that we come together, and there's a connection and value and breakthroughs that happen from genuine, authentic, real. So transformation requires honesty, truth, and care and grace. And so because I have been the person, it's working me up, but I understand I have folded to pressure sometimes. If you look at, watch this, you know how the reason I'm so convicted about this, I will prove to you, and you can look at my track record and see when I fell off of just pure, genuine energy of just like educating, just really adding value. I just want to impact people. Look at my YouTube channel. The first video I did, 42,000 views, whatever case may be, and then start for 7 years, 6 years, 7 years, whatever the case may be. If I was really doing what I know is the most genuine thing that I can do and what I'm best at and what I'm good at and what I really care about, I would have videos all over that thing. So there's your proof that I fall into the trap as well. I think one of the hardest things to do in Babylon is to stand on your principles in the midst of Babylon. I get that. It's not, no one's perfect. No one is perfect. If you're watching this video and you think you're perfect, you're self-deceived, okay? However, this topic does require some accountability, okay? So I think that's the piece, and I even gotta like tone down a bit, just to be honest, because again, I can't act like I'm not susceptible. I can't act like I'm so much better than all these other agents and all that stuff, but it does need to be talked about and it has to be addressed. So we're gonna jump into it about what actually happened. I don't even want this, it sounds good. I don't want it to take long. It's already long. But, and here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do some research. We're gonna leverage some ChatGPT, and I'm gonna screen record. I'll screen record right now. I don't know how much of it I'll use or whatever, we'll see. Yeah, let's do it, screen record. And let me do, can I do an audio while I'm, no. So, okay, what are we gonna do? Okay, LeBron just borrowed. Do real research, unbiased, provide, what's this thing called? Citation or whatever. I don't need MLA. Provide citation. So here's the thing. As we're walking into this, before it even comes up, so I can share with you. So this is not LeBron James borrowing money from an insurance policy. Is that a money play and a strategy that offers leverage? Yes. However, this is a different form of leverage. Okay, what LeBron James is doing, at least per my research, and I'm imperfect with this, I'm not Rich Paul, okay? So, but LeBron James, because of what he's built, his career, his brand, his status, who he is, his likeness, and all this stuff, he's gotten deals, okay? So he's gotten like a Nike deal that's gonna last for multiple decades, post playing. And so there is money that he is guaranteed with those contracts to come in. So what LeBron can do with this money, this contractual money coming in, that's where he can leverage and say, hey, insurance company, and this is, I posted on my Instagram yesterday, I said, let me just play. Quick question. When the only active billionaire to ever play an NBA basketball game wants to get access to liquid capital, what industry does he turn to? This does not mean that he's pulling it out of a $300 million insurance policy. What that means is these insurance companies have a lot of liquid, have a lot of capital, they have a lot of reserves. Even the payouts, these companies are paying out premiums and all this stuff. So these companies are behemoths when it comes to money and all of that, right? And so that's the piece right there where as an insurance agent, I always tell people, they'll say, well, is this company gonna be around? Is this a reputable company when it comes to insurance policy, whatever? I'm like, well, look at all the resources they got. These insurance companies have a lot of money. They have a lot of money, okay? And so that makes sense. LeBron reaches out and he says, hey, y'all, I got all this money coming in. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know my brand. Y'all also know Nike, and they uphold their contracts. So can I borrow $300 million from you right now? And there's a thing called a bond, okay? And I want you to think bond. What am I looking at? I'm just looking over. I'm just pretending Nike is the wall, right? So there's this thing called a bond, right? I want you to think word is bond, right? So easy example. Oh, maybe this is why I set this up. I don't even know if I'll do it. I'll probably do a digital thing, but let's say this is me. Let's say this is my friend. And I'm like, yo, I'm kind of maybe I'm in a bind, or I got something I want to do right now. So I'm like, hey man, do you mind borrowing, do you mind if I borrow $1,000 from you? Cool. And then what I'm gonna say to my friend is, I owe you, I got you by next week, I get paid, okay? So this is a verbal, what we call a verbal IOU, okay? And if your friend trusts you and they know you're reliable, they may say yes, okay? If your friend is smart with his money, they may put a little written document together and say, we need this on some paper, okay, depending. Everyone's situation is different. $1,000 to some people is nothing, $1,000 to some people is everything. So you just don't, it is what it is. So what a bond is just really, I mean, by the way, this is oversimplification, right? But it's what it is it's a basically like a documented IOU. So instead of verbal, it's a document, and it's basically saying, hey, insurance company, we're gonna borrow $300 million, and we promise, it's promissory notes. That's what the dollar bill, promissory notes, all this stuff. We promise that we will pay you back. And backing the promise is the future earnings from like Nike and all this sort of stuff. Okay. That's really, I mean, so let's go to chat and then we'll fact check what I'm saying, right? I checked the underlying report. The bottom line, no, based on the evidence currently available, LeBron James' $300 million transaction was not, big N-O-T, not a bank on yourself becoming your own bank life insurance policy loan. It does share one broad principle, okay, with BYOB, which is using a cash flow stream as collateral, right? So I have these Nike contracts coming in. This is cash flow. So now I can borrow this money and this is my collateral. This is basically me saying, hey, I got you. If I invest this money and it doesn't, and I go build a building or whatever, and we don't get a return on an investment. And now, if best case scenario, if I get a return on my investment, then I'm paying you back with interest, right? So you gave me $300 million, boom, we take this to $3 billion, 10x it, and then the interest, you win, I win, we're good. But the insurance company feels confident to do that with LeBron because what? Because if this flops, what he has as collateral is, hey, hold up real quick. I couldn't miss the opportunity. I could not miss the opportunity to do that. I'm sitting here watching this and I'm like, yeah, that was good. Keep in mind, I told you, Michael Jordan, LeBron, I was a Derrick Rose fan coming up, love Kobe, all that stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of flopping. And at the same time, I'm not hating like some of y'all do, right? Like, oh my gosh, like, come on, Ronaldo, Messi, all those guys do it. And if you were able to sell the ref on a foul, you're not gonna do it either. So yeah, I think the rules should improve. You got SGA going to the line as many times as he is. And at the same time, I'm not mad at him. Get your bag, bro. Go win the championship. And if the league wants to change the rules, let them do it. But even Kobe said he's gonna find a way to what's the word? Push the barriers of the rules within the confines of the game that I play. Ain't gonna get mad at the dude for playing the game. So I'm not mad at him, but I thought this was freaking hilarious. If this flops, what he has as collateral is, hey, you do know my Nike contract, like worst case, you know I got you. It's like that type of thing, right? And so that concept now can be used when it comes to like the insurance industry as well. You have policies, you have the cash value in a policy. So now, but this the difference. It's different though because in an insurance policy, you're funding it, you're putting into it monthly. That cash is building up. You have insurance taken care of. You have the cash there. It's not an investment. It's an insurance policy that grows interest tied to the S&P, all that stuff, right? So it's growing. And then what you can do is you can borrow from the policy, right? Because of that, you're not being taxed on borrowed money. That's the concept here. You're not being taxed on this because it's borrowed. So similar concept, right? But it's just important that we make sure we differentiate. Let's not act like he has an insurance policy, he's doing this. We can explain that the concepts are different, but we have to make sure that we're not misleading people, okay? So what was I saying? So you can borrow from the policy in the cash value in the policy, or you can borrow from the insurance company, basically, right? Company, death benefit, right? You borrow, and then the cash value is the collateral, right? So, hey, we're gonna flip this money, use it, and then boom, we'll put it back in. Worst case, if we don't put it back in, the cash value is collateral, right? That's why Steve Harvey, I'll show videos at InvestFest. Steve Harvey talked about using a policy, leveraging it, and he's like, I used it for my kids' college, and he's like, I ain't never paid it back.
I like to tell people some particulars, right? One of the smartest investments I ever did, and I'm not telling you to do this, but look into it. Insurance is one of the smartest investments I've ever done. You know when the stock market crashed and all that, the big fallout years ago, insurance companies didn't go nowhere. They don't lose money in insurance. I've sent kids to college because of insurance policies. You can borrow money from the cash value in your insurance policy and never pay it back. They just take it back out of the death benefit. Well, hell, your ass is gone, so what the hell do I care? You know, if I borrow $18,000 off a policy and the policy was for $100,000 and I die and somebody don't get but,
82.
then hell, make it. But if I were you, I would look, now I don't know what they're called anymore, whether they're universal policies, I don't know what they call them anymore. I sold insurance years ago. But I have had insurance policies that have had so much cash value in it. When I needed something, I could go to that cash value. And if you put it in the right ones, it goes according to the stock market. And right now, because of what's happening on the stock market, it's a crazy good investment. And it's something that benefits you. I don't know if you noticed, but every time you fill out a loan application, they ask you, do you have insurance? Well, they ain't asking you that. They want to know, have you thought about your future? And they can attach themselves to that money in case you die. They're going to get their money back. So insurance is a smart investment, man. I'm not telling you to do it, but look it up and think about it.
That's wisdom. That's wisdom.
Because you're going to need it eventually, and if you don't need it, take the cash policy out and don't pay it back. I ain't never paid none of it back. I got a son sitting over there now. I'm sick. Man, I be just cussing. I be forgetting when I ain't on TV. I got a son, I send him to college, I send all my kids to college like that. I ain't never went in my pocket. I go to them insurance policies and pull down. And that's how I do it. Well, Mr. Harvey, you already $300,000 out of your death benefit. I'm gonna be dead. I don't give a damn if Marjorie can't make it on the shit I done gave her. Sell some of them damn bags I done bought. They always talk about that Hermes shit. They sell them damn bags and be living the best life. My bad.
Nick, how the Birkins. Nick, how important is legacy to you? Obviously,
I had a lady who, I put this on my Instagram a couple days ago, whatever. I had a lady, she had money in an insurance policy and she wanted to use it to pay for student loans, but she was afraid of the idea that she had to borrow it. So she's like, no, I'm not touching it. I told her, borrow it, don't worry about it. Borrow for a lot of people is a bad money. That's why I saw something that said like LeBron James had scrutiny over his finances because he was borrowing money. Like that's a bad thing. No. It's called leverage. You just gotta do it wisely. Okay, you have to do it wisely, but it's just called leverage, right? It's him saying, hey, okay, boom, I'm gonna go invest it. I got money coming in, so they're leveraging the policy. Oh, so I told her you can borrow it because her daughter was feeling stressed about the student loans, and so I said go ahead and borrow it, and then what you're gonna do is the student loans will be paid off. You don't have to stress about that, and then to be honest, like. You can still pay your policy back, but you can do it on your time. You don't have to stress out as much about, oh man, I need it right now, or like my 401k, I haven't paid it back. They're garnishing my wages. They're putting pressure on me to pay all this stuff. You can relax, and then she can take her time, and she's got a longer window and all that sort of stuff, right? So that's the concept, okay? And that's a real concept. It is a real concept, and shout out to all the insurance agents out there that are teaching this as a concept because you're changing people's lives by educating them on a way to leverage, and a lot of times usually at like a smaller level on how to leverage and getting that concept into their mind and all this stuff. However, on the flip side, we have to make sure that we're not telling people that that's what's happening here. We can conceptualize it, we can align the concepts, but understand, LeBron James did not just take money out of a $300 million insurance policy, okay? So one broad concept, different. So it said the strongest reporting of Bloomberg, right? King James Funding LLC issued nearly $300 million of asset-backed bonds to two life insurance companies, North America Company for Life and Health, and Midland National Life Insurance Company. These bonds were reportedly backed by his future. No, see, I don't think that's true. Let me see. Oh, okay. It said future NBA income and Nike sponsor, including revenue associated with his lifetime Nike sponsorship and other assets. Yes, the original bonds carried 4.8% interest. What actually happened? Think about it this way. LeBron had a valuable future cash. Yeah, I just explained that. Future cash flow stream, right? Bloomberg also reports that some of the original debt was subsequently paid down. Okay, so some of the debt was already paid down a bit, and the insurance roughly carry about $240 million related to the arrangement. Approximately another $60 million By year 34, the bond's 5%. Okay, so now compare that to infinite banking. A genuine life insurance policy looks fundamentally different. You can own a whole life policy or IUL or whatever, and a NIC what is this? Accounting definition is very explicit. A policy loan is a loan to a policy holder under the provision of the insurance contract secured by the cash value, right? So what's this thing called? Collateral secured by the cash value of that policy. This is not what what reported describes with LeBron James. Easiest way to tell the difference. LeBron transaction, life insurance. So was life insurance involved? Yes. Again, as an insurance agent, I'm like, that's a win for me as a agency owner and all that stuff, because it is important. And you don't see LeBron James going to like other industries. He's going to the insurance industry because it's the most secure, in my opinion, or it's really a fact, but the most secure industry when it comes to no, actually, it is a fact. Actually, let me stop there. It is a fact. It is the most what's the word? Reputable. It's the industry that has the most liquidity. Like insurance companies are known for liquidity. Not even really banks are known for it like that, right? So that's why he's going to the insurance industry for it. Does LeBron James own the insurer? No. Insurance policy required? No evidence of one. Borrowing against cash value? No. Right? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is really extremely careful. LeBron borrowed $300 million from a life insurance company. Therefore, that's what IULs let wealthy people do. That claim may be misleading. The fact that the insurance lenders happen to be life insurance companies does not make this a life insurance policy strategy. This is not a life insurance policy strategy. Look, there's a lot of insurance agents that are just trying to find insurance policies by calling this insurance play. It's really more of a branding play. It's really more of like, that goes to show the power of LeBron building his brand. A lot of guys like myself that are in the insurance industry are not building brands. They're not even building brands. So they don't even understand this play yet. And I'm like a baby in this thing, right? Like I'm a... They brought LeBron's debt, True. Life insurance, yeah. We got it. So, yeah. So anyways, I say all this to say, don't trust me. Do your research. Just do your research, man. Don't also, it's not like we don't gotta judge. If you see people doing it, you don't have to judge them, be like, oh, it's just like, we all have different seasons, but it's kind of sticky at the same time. And I think that I just think this is important. I think people gotta be clear. We wanna make sure our communities are educated, not just sold. Now, if you're educated well, and then you buy, what is that? Hercules, let's go. That's beautiful. Look, I love the idea of being able to genuinely educate people, and then they're like, yo, thank you, gratitude, I wanna buy. Bet, okay, cool. One, not gratitude just for you, like gratitude for the information, for the value, for the product, I wanna buy from that company. And then you know what, gratitude for you for being an agent to educate me, I'll buy it from you. Let's go, I'll become a billionaire doing that. I'm fully open to it. What I'm not open to is just you go out and just sell people just because you want the money. You could care less if they actually understand how this stuff works. It's BS. It's absolute BS. And I'm open to say I've been there, but I'm not there anymore. And I would like to see a lot of our people in the industry no longer there either, because it's not helpful. And when you do it like that, you end up turning people off from an industry that could secure multiple generations for them, because it's a very powerful industry. It's a very powerful concepts that we teach and all that stuff. But when you go into these conversations, you're on social media, you're with clients and all that stuff, and you're just going to sell, you're burning like bridges, you're hurting legacies. You're talking about building generational wealth, but it may, and look, sometimes like you may help one generation, but then 3 generations deep, it doesn't make it because you were just selling and you weren't educating. So look at that, it's 2:00. I think I'm done. If you got any questions, drop in the comments or let me know. Take care. Peace.